Greetings, dear listeners. We have been blessed by Almighty God Allah over the 90 years of our work in the Nation of Islam and lifting our people up from the miserable condition in which we find ourselves. We ask your support of our effort, and we hope that you will be generous and make a contribution to the work of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan by clicking the button below or go to noi.org/donate. We thank you in advance for your support. May Allah God continue to bless you and your families. Assalamu alaikum.
In the most holy name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, we bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farid Muhammad, to whom all praise is forever due, and raised from among us the descendants of slaves in America, his exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We thank them both for our divine comforter, their mercy in our midst, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I greet all of you in the words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Beloved, as we go further into this study guide 18, Rising Above Emotion, into the thinking of God, let's just look back to last Friday's study and look deeper into one of the many profound statements made by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I quote, "In order to obey Allah's commands, we must overcome our emotional reaction to his commands. At the root of the emotional reaction is frustration over something we personally desire, think, or believe. He challenges us where we are most comfortable with a command calculated to disturb our comfort. Thus, he says in the Holy Quran, quote, "None comes between a man and his heart except Allah." Frustration over something we personally desire. See, Allah is challenging us, and we have to be on the lookout right now in this hour for each of our individual trials to come in the form of a threat to our comfort at the deepest level. Why does Allah do this? He is not sadistic. He does this because the only way we can obey his commands is to overcome our natural emotional reaction to his command. We have to expect to suffer in following his command. Why? Because it is through the suffering that accompanies our obedience that understanding comes, and it is the understanding we gain that raises us up and allows us to gradually grow into his thinking. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan also writes in last week's study, there is a gulf between the thinking of man and God, and the ways of man and God. The process by which we cross that gulf is called resurrection. This study guide, beloved, number 18, is bringing us very near to the ultimate goal of the entire course, and that is engaging and successfully undergoing the process by which we cross that gulf that exists between our thinking and the thinking of Allah. If we've decided that we already are where we need to be, we already know enough, then we're not going to be willing to rise above where we are. Our present level of thought emanates from beneath because we're living in a system made by Satan. And so I close with these words from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But I first want to repeat something from Farrakhan the Traveler by Minister Jibril Muhammad. And I read this to you, I think, while we were in Study Guide 15. But I want you to listen to these words again, a critical excerpt from Farrakhan the Traveler. In order for Allah to build his kingdom so that it will never ever fall, devil in all forms and on every level had to be first manifested before being erased. Every one of us is qualifying for entrance into Allah's kingdom. We must have everything in us that is not wanted by God manifested and then removed, or we can't enter into his kingdom permanently. This process is described in Minister Farrakhan's study guides. We are all undergoing the mother of all detoxification programs. Minister Farrakhan has administered his part of this program masterfully. This means that rejecting him means fire. And of course, the immediate trial confronting us as a nation and confronting us as individuals is a direct order not to do something that Satan is using everything in his power to first cajole us and then force us into doing. And we are speaking of the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, these words from Minister Farrakhan during our visit to Detroit in 2018. He spoke these words to a small gathering. We do not wish to be part of the system called the United States of America. We want to be free, to live values we hold dear. The effects of the system are to corrupt the person who buys into it. We do not wish to assign another generation of our people to this rotten system. We do not desire to be integrated into that. We desire to be separated from that so that we can set up what is harmonious with creation. The human being is infinite. Anything that limits human development cannot be just. I must be myself in order to justify being in the universe. Anyone who limits my development is my enemy. The laws which govern creation operate on everyone equally. Death is sweeter than living in a system that denies us a full and complete freedom. May Allah bless us, beloved, on this 25th day of December 2020 with a wonderful study session and with love and the light of understanding. As I leave you in peace, Assalamu alaikum.